Hello, everyone. Welcome to another game review by the old man here, which I played Code Vein, anime Dark Souls game for the first time, which came out in 2019. Yeah, I'm way behind, but I'm trying to catch up on my video game list, and I'm way behind on a lot of games. But we're going to talk about this game and compare it to, I guess the only thing I can compare it to is Elden Ring and Bloodborne, because those are the two that I've fully beaten. I have played Dark Souls 1 just a little bit, but I have to go back and actually do a new playthrough and actually go through all of it because I just haven't beaten it yet. But anyways, let's get into it. Let's talk about the gameplay. I love talking about the gameplay first, and probably one of the most important things when you talk about a Souls game is how does it feel? And for me, this is something I do like, but it is kind of a dislike because it's just not as smooth as Bloodborne or Elden Ring, but it is not as bad. It's above average, I would say. There's this parts where it feels like janky, it feels kind of floaty, kind of, I don't know, just doesn't have that really good crunch, I guess, to it. Even with the monsters when you're fighting them, and sometimes how they like hit you, it doesn't seem like they hit you, like you rolled past it, but then it did hit you. Had that multiple times in my playthrough of this game. And then the combat moves, which is like the blood moves, I actually really like this. It's kind of just like abilities you can get from different classes in the game, and it kind of feels good where you have like a gauge that you can go and do like. So I did the big two-handed sword build. I tried doing the gun rifle one first, but the gun rifle didn't have much range in the game, so I didn't really want to play with that because it felt like I was playing with a shotgun even though I had a rifle. You know what I mean? Not much range at all, unfortunately. But I switched to the big two-handed sword. You could do like kind of like a blade storm, right? Double swing blade storm, or you can do like a charge. So I really like the blood moves in the game. It feels really good. And another thing that looks like, because I only played through one character, did one playthrough, and it took me about 20 hours to get through the game. And that's just pretty much doing the main stuff and a little bit of side stuff. I didn't do all the side missions. But it seems like in the game that you can do a decent amount of building, like crafting a character and stuff like that. Where there's multiple classes. I do like that there's a lot of classes in the game, and it just feels like you can do a lot of build customizations, use other passives, and see how you want to build your character. So that is very good for a Souls game. Always fun to build multiple characters. But for me, I only did one, and that was the big two-handed sword, and went with the big physical or strength damage. So yeah, enjoyed that and everything. And the things that I didn't like in the game, which there's a few here, which is no pause in the game, which this is also a Souls like. I just don't know why there's not a pause, because they do have like you can go into the photo mode and that will pause the game. But it's just like, if you have that, why not just have the pause button? I don't know. I just think pause should be in the game, because like, yo, what if you order a pizza or something, someone comes over in the middle of a fight, like, why can't you pause the game? It'd be nice to have pause. This is more of the genre, I guess, right? Because I'm pretty sure in Elden Ring and Bloodborne, because I didn't think about it, because I haven't played them in a while since Elden Ring came out. Was the last Souls game I played, and I was like, did I pause in that game? But yeah. Anyways, I think there should be a pause in the game. All right, maybe I don't know if that's a hot topic or not, but that's just my feelings on it. Because I love that Path of Exile 2 added pause. Awesome. Oh, the direction. So the direction in the town. So I got really confused. I feel like this game too just doesn't give you a good enough direction, like where to go. They do have like a map thing in the little like hub area they can go to that kind of like tells you what you're supposed to go do. Like, it's really confusing. Like, I don't know, like one point in the quest area, I had to go find like a statue in this area, and I was in the area, but I'm like, I don't know what statue I'm supposed to look for or whatever. So I'm just running around, and then eventually I just looked it up because I just didn't know where to go. And I feel like this game has kind of a hard sense of direction compared to like Bloodborne. I don't remember Bloodborne, or obviously Elden Ring is like open world, so that's different. But like Bloodborne, I don't remember having trouble like kind of finding the areas to go. I don't know. I remember finding like, it's cool to find like shortcut areas, and this game has good shortcut areas too. But I just don't remember having that much trouble finding out where the heck I had to go in those games. But this game I did like multiple times, and there's like one part at the beginning when you first get to the hub town, like I didn't know what to do. Like, I went and I talked to everyone in the hub. I went in the hot springs. Yo, it's got hot springs in it. All right, there we go. That's a plus, right? But just teasing the good old anime hot springs. But anyways, so yeah, I was talking to everyone, and I'm like, I went around, checked everything 3 times, and it seemed like I had to talk to Louis like 3 or 4 times to like continue the story. I was just confused though, because I went and I talked to him. I talked to him twice, and I think it was like 3 or 4 times, and I finally went to like the cutscene. It was just really, again, the sense of direction of the game is, it's just weird to me. So So yeah, and then there is not many weapon types actually. There's only 5 weapon types in there, which I wish there kind of was more, but this is their first game. So maybe in Code Vein 2 that they have more weapon types. I have no idea. I know it just came out not too long ago. And and then the other thing is the map. I feel like the map is pretty awful. I'm gonna be honest. Because it's so hard to tell like what level you are on. So like if you go down a ladder, you know, the lower level, the top level, you can't tell which direction. It's just like the map like over like laps. It's just I don't. It's super confusing. It kind of drove me nuts, and yeah, just did not like that. Then we have the boss. I'm just putting this in here. The boss names seem pretty random. Like it didn't feel too much towards the story. Now the main like characters, obviously, like I'm not trying to spoil anything, but like the relic kind of stuff, we had those. But like the actual boss names kind of just seemed random. I don't know if you guys feel that way or not, but hey, put in the comments if you do. And then the Code Vein ran okay on my PC, just like performance wise. I don't know why, but it always takes like a while to start up the game for some reason. It takes like a minute or two. I would say actually more. It's probably like 2 or 3 minutes to start up the game. I don't know why. And then speaking of like map stuff in the game as well, that's the only thing I had. Okay, that's the only thing I had performance wise. But speaking of map stuff, I hated the Cathedral of the Sacred Blood, and it seems like quite a few people do hate this area. I do too. But to be fair, it's just not my jam. Like I just don't like the big long puzzles, and this is a huge, big puzzle area. And it took me a while. I think it took me like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to go through that. It took a long, long time. I was just like, what the heck? Then the other thing, there's not many monster types. I felt only like a few. I would like to have more monster variety, but it did work out. And then the side quests in the game, I did like a few, but it kind of was kind of boring and kind of lame. Where like you just you go talk to someone, they're like, "Oh, could you go do this thing over here for me, or go fight this thing over here?" Like very like didn't add much to it. So yeah, and then the music. This is probably my favorite thing. I actually really, really, really like the music in this game. It is very good. And the voice acting, I think, is pretty good as well. And then we get into the story. So the story to me, I'm not going to lie, I was confused with the story. I was confused. And I do like the way it's told because so I'm not a huge fan of how Bloodborne and like the Souls games tell their stories where it's item description, right? And you have to go find all the items, read all the stuff. I'll just watch the YouTube video, but people like that, and that's cool. Like they can like Souls can keep it that way. I'm totally fine. They don't have to change it because there's already a community that really loves diving into it and stuff like that. For me, not a big fan. I'm more of a fan of like the God of War 2018. Like where you go through and it plays like a story out. And Code Vein does that, so I do like that they tell the story that way. And it's just really confusing, and I don't know if it's just confusing because I didn't do all the memory stuff, and I don't know if that like tells you the whole story. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I had to watch a video and to understand it to make sure. And once I did watch the video, it seems like an okay story still. It didn't really, I don't know. For me personally, it didn't like really grab me, I guess, there's multiple endings, which is cool. I do like that they have multiple endings in the game, which I always like that with the Souls games as well. And then graphics, not bad for, 2019 game. They look pretty good, but some of the areas are really cool and some kind of feel the same. That's kind of how I feel about the graphics overall and just the way like areas look. But overall, like this is an above average game for me. I would definitely say this is like a 6 out of 10. And yeah, that's, pretty much how I feel about it. So yeah, make sure to hit the like, comment, subscribe for all that YouTube stuff. And I'm very curious, what do you guys rate Code Vein? How do you feel about it? For me, it's like 6 out of 10. So it's above average. That means it's a decent game. Just so you guys know, 5 means it's an okay game. That'd be like your average. Just so you guys know how I rate things. But we'd love to know if you want to comment down below. And yeah, thank you all for watching this video.